Well, first of all, all credit to Denver. That's a really, really good team. They are super in sync with each other and made all the big plays and all the small plays, and so all credit to them. We started with the right intent and mindset, purpose. I really liked, obviously, we're really moving the ball, getting a lot of good looks. Ant was aggressive. We did exactly everything we talked about. Had a bit of some turnovers, I think, in the second, and, kind of got loose in transition on us. Tightened up the game. And then, we down the stretch, obviously, you just saw it. It was a back and forth affair. We responded well, but they just, kicked our ass on the offensive glass. That was kind of the story of the game, and they got a couple big ones right in the guts when it mattered. That was kind of it. So.
Chris was the one that Gordon got that kicked out to Porter. Was that kind of one of the?
Yeah, that one, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that one. And I think there was one even like with a minute and a half or something like that too. We forced a miss and Gordon gets it again. So.
Rudy had a productive game, but do you need just him to make one or two more plays there in those moments?
Yeah, sure. We got to come up with the rebound there, but it's not just him. We got to get bodies on the other, kind of running in free from the perimeter, and it's a little bit of a we haven't been great on the glass all year, and it shows up when it matters most sometimes. So.
What is it going to take, you think? Because last year, obviously, the playoffs, the best was such a big story there. What do you think it's going to take for this team to really become good on that end?
Yeah. It's going to take a lot better habits from our perimeter players boxing out, to be quite honest with you. We got to, it has to be a big point of emphasis. And, sometimes, when guys are out on the perimeter, whether they're, mostly guarded by smalls at that point, they're just coming in free runs and, can't happen. So.
How hard is it to kind of like when Jamal Murray gets going the way he did tonight, how hard is it to kind of slow him down?
I mean, he made tough shots. Like, he's a heck of a player. He's made a lot of tough shots. I thought Nikhil guarded him extremely well throughout the entire series. Everything that he got was, for the most part, pretty difficult and challenged, and you just got to live with that. You can't lose your mind. I think I can only remember a couple easy ones that he got, like start of the fourth quarter. He got an easy one against our zone. Got one kind of drive and finish. But yeah, no, he's a hell of a player. He's a tough shot maker, and some of the keys to beating these guys and being able to take him out of the game. And he scored really well, but he had to work for him. We would have liked to keep his number down a bit, but all credit to Nikhil and Austin. I thought they did a really good job. He's a hard guard. He gets about 9 screens of possession. Any number of those are probably illegal, and you got to keep battling through. So.
Is that second half kind of a blueprint for Carl moving forward in his career, how he can attack and should attack that?
I think so. I mean, we found in this series, like, you would think, he could go down there and, be a little more effective in the post. But they were just, with the way they were guarding him, and then Jokic was sitting on his lap or just doubling him all the time. We put him in space, and he attacked closeouts, and I thought he did a really good job of playing simple and strong on his drives, playing through the contact and finishing really well. So it was good to see, for sure.
How about him defensively, Chris?
Yeah. I thought, for the last couple of games, for sure, I thought he really played well on Jokic. The one thing I could have done, and I think it kind of kicked myself. I had a feeling. We had a feeling they were going to post Jokic out of that timeout. We were thinking about switching the matchup to put Rudy on him and Cat ended up fouling him. But Cat had guarded him so well, I just wanted to, keep him in that rhythm of guarding him there. But looking back, I could have switched that matchup maybe. But nonetheless, he really battled him. I thought it was actually a key for, the turning around a bit of the momentum in the last couple games. I think the defining characteristic of this team is that we've always played our best basketball when we were in desperation mode. I think it's a little bit of it's not how you want to live. Again, I think it's a bit of it's all credit to us. Like we've had many points during the season to let go of the rope or give up on the moment, but we never ever did. So I love that about our guys. They kept competing. But a more mature team doesn't find themselves in those situations as much, and that's part of our growth. We've got to continue to do that. But yeah, so. But I think that's it. And the other thing is, like, these guys really enjoyed playing with each other. I've said that all season. It's not like just coach speak. They really did like playing with each other, and they're a bunch of really good guys. They're fun to coach. They're really coachable, and we learned a lot too. We with the two bigs and everything, like going to the off season, and I feel like we've learned a lot to be able to build around.
Disappointed now, obviously he played well in this series, but is maybe the lesson for him what he can do all regular season to prepare or better set himself up, everything, I guess, for these moments?
Absolutely, absolutely, and I think you gotta raise the level of consistency with the effort and the attention to detail all throughout the season. If you're a veteran like Mike or maybe Rudy or these guys, you might have. You might get bored with the regular season, but you're on. You know what the approach means and what it takes and what that looks like, and you got to go out and you got to do it every single night. But when you're younger, you don't have any. There's no room or to be bored with the regular season. You got to go out and you got to kind of keep building up your consistent habits, and that's that's exactly what these experiences are about, and that's why we talked about Jaden and Nas, not being able to go through it, but hopefully they got a taste of it by watching. So.
Chris, you had Carl, I think, at 21 in the second half. You also had a spurt there where Rudy was scoring offensively and Ant as well. Is that something you take from this game? Is a game where all three of them in a half there were able to kind of contribute simultaneously?
I think so. I think so. It starts with good spacing. Since spacing really improved through the series. That was really key for us, being able to get him some easier looks. And, the way that they were guarding Ant and pick and roll, putting two on him, and he's done a good job with that all season, But some of this obviously changes as you see different types of defenses too. We've got to build on that. I've got to do a better job of trying to figure out an offense that, kind of works around these guys a little bit more effortlessly. So. Yeah, they're both really incredibly good basketball players, So, and with the skill level that Cat has for sure, there's no reason basketball-wise that it shouldn't work. There's lots of things we can talk about why the learning curve was so steep for it, but the most important thing is we've got enough we have a big enough body of work. I think we can properly evaluate it. So I still remain extremely confident that we're able to maximize those guys. So.
When you look at the series as a whole, what about the Nuggets that made them such a tough competition night in and night out?
Well, they're very, very well coached. They know exactly what they're doing. They've been running their stuff for a long time and playing at a high level. And of course, they got two really good players that everything builds around, and they have perfect complements. Their role players really did a great job of helping them win this series. Their bench and they won most of the non-Jokic minutes, which we thought that coming into the series that we had a chance to gain an advantage there, but we really couldn't. But they're led by an MVP. You see Jamal, it looks like he's back, not just with his, just the way he moves, his confidence, everything. So it looks like, a little bit like he played in the bubble, which was kind of the last time we've seen him playing at this level. It's been a long road back, so it's good to see for him because, when the season started, he didn't necessarily look like that. So, yeah, they know exactly what they're doing. They know who they are. They have an identity. And they play to it every single night, and that's a big key to winning in this league.
Because when you talk about the learning curve with the two bigs, shrinking that, how much is that about the relationship between Carl and Rudy versus the surrounding pieces kind of enabling those two to work?
All this is about ideal fit. Like, how do you get players to make your best players better? But I think it's certainly that, but I actually think there's got to be dynamic, like the growth between Ant and Rudy. Cat and Ant that dynamic has to come back, so it's not just like a linear thing. I think there's got to be way more. Mike has been a godsend, in a lot of this. So yeah, we just and again we had like a 4 or 5 game stretch before Nas got hurt that we were starting to form an identity of what a big team looked like. But again, that's for us to talk about later. But yeah, so there's things to certainly be encouraged to. So.